thing is amazing. Hey guys, we're at GuitCon. I'm here with Rich from Hughes and Kettner.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we're going to check one of the amp that interested me the most for years, and I'm lucky to finally get to play it, and even luckier to get explanation about it from the company itself.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it will be best if you guide me through this amp. It looks pretty intimidating at first.
Yeah.
All the knobs, I won't find myself, I'm sure, but it's good thing that you're here to make it work.
Yeah, well, the Triamp might look like a scary amp. It's got a lot of knobs, I admit that, but it's actually way simpler than you would think. Okay, once you take 30 seconds to realize what they actually do, it's much more simple, and it's actually a case of finding your channel, choosing your controls, and then operating them. So the Triamp, because of the name, Tri, that means 3, and we have 3 independent power amps and 3 independent preamps in there. So you can basically think of it as 3 separate amplifiers in there, each with 2 channels. So you've got a total of 6 channels. And if we take like maybe a close-up at the channels here, on the amp itself, I can point to you here. This is amp 1, so this is the first 2 channels. Each channel has its own master volume control, a 3-band EQ, and a gain control. So that's it for each channel. You've also got a boost, which also works independently for each channel. So you've got that 6 times. And if you move across to the other side here, there's a small master section where you've got an overall master volume control, a presence, and a resonance, and a couple of interesting knobs under here. Shall I explain these now, or do you want to get into them later?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ahead with the first channel.
Yeah, just to say the channels roughly, they go in order from kind of the cleanest of the clean sounds you're going to hear when you play it, all the way through to crunchy, distorted, and full-on mental gain at the end.
As they should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead, try the first one.
Yeah, take it away.
Okay, so you can please explain what is it based about?
Channel 1A, I would say, is something like, well, we refer to it as a Californian clean sound. So it's your classic kind of beautiful, sparkling, twangy clean from 50s and 60s pop records through to like modern Nashville country sounds and anything in the middle, really.
Okay.
You can get a little bit of crunch in it, but it's mostly for pure clean
tones.
And with the Triamp Mark III, when you're operating all of the power amps, you've got up to 150 watts.
Wow, okay.
Of power in there, so you've got a whole lot of clean headroom if that's what you want. Yeah.
Okay, let's try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I just mentioned that the amp doesn't have a reverb.
It doesn't, no. It has a bunch of knobs on it, but there's no built-in effects or anything like that. So the reverb and the delay that you're going to hear are coming from 2 pedals down on the floor
Yeah, I
there.
have an effects loop, the Hall of Fame 2 by TC, electronic, and the Nemesis by Source Audio for delay that I will use later. To me, it's a good thing that an amp doesn't have a reverb.
Okay.
From my experience, the tone is purer when there's no reverb interfere with the circuit. But it's the way we hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, some guys feel like that, and some guys think they really want to have like a reverb control in the amp just in case they don't have a floor pedal or something like that. But I know guys like you who just want pure tone from the amp itself. They're going to bring their board, and then they can choose what kind of reverbs they use as well.
Okay, so let's get a bit of crunch from the clean channel.
Okay, you want to stay on the same channel, or should we go to the next one?
Same one.
Okay, you play. I'll just turn the gain up a little bit. We're at about halfway at the moment.
Great, clean on the edge of breakup tone.
Yeah, I've not turned it all the way up there. It's at about 3 or 4 o'clock on the spectrum. I'll turn it back to halfway where it was, play again, and I'll engage the boost. And let's see what effect that has.
Now, I don't know if you hear a lot of difference, but I feel the difference.
You can feel the difference.
Yeah, I feel like the playing is more fluid.
Yeah.
Like the notes are, there's bloom to the notes, and it's easier for me to go from one note to the other. It sounds more smooth.
Almost like a bit more compression as well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an awesome single coil sound.
Yeah,
awesome. I should also say we didn't dial in that sound before. This is literally what the amp was dialed into when we came in the room. So pretty good sound just to start out the box. Yeah. Let's move on to the next channel then.
Yeah, okay.
The next channel I would say is more of a British sort of a sound.
Okay, what kind of British?
Let's say if you're into kind of your 70s classic rock, maybe Brian May sort of tones, something like that.
I get it.
We're in that ballpark.
Let's give it another push.
Yeah, sizzling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it with some more gain.
Okay, you play. I'll put the gain up and then I'll put the boost on as well, and we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah, it's exactly it. You might want to decrease the presence a bit.
The presence a little bit, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
It's a pretty fat single coil sound, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Turn the boost off. Should we move straight to the next channel?
Of course.
Let's do it. This is 2A, the third channel across, and this is what we would call like a British classic 70s rock sort of a sound. Think AC/DC, and we're going to get close.
Okay, so you said AC/DC. Let's switch the guitar to humbuckers.
Let's get some humbuckers in it. I don't have a stand. I'll pass that off camera. Thank you, sir.
Okay. This is for me the perfect situation when I get good crunchy tone, when I dig in up, but when I play gently, it's almost clean. I can play House of the Rising Sun on this. When I dig in, all the juice. That's amazing.
Cleans up really nicely. All the notes you can hear, even when you ring chords.
Yeah, you won't find this in any pedal. Enough said.
Awesome sound. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, sure.
This is your brown sound.
Mm-hmm. think one of my favorite tones ever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How would you describe the difference between that channel and the previous channel?
To me, this sounds like kind of 70s, and 10 years after, we got this tone. This is how I feel it.
Yeah, like a cranked, almost modded sort of version of that thing. Yeah,
modded
yeah.
British.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we nailed it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Let's move on to the next channel.
Sure.
This is like maybe I think we call it like a 90s sort of, almost a new metal sort of a sound. But it's
Okay.
also great for kind of sustaining leads in sort of a Santana style, that kind of thing. Try it.
Yeah, awesome tone.
Yeah.
And even in
Also-
this amount of gain, you can still feel and hear the dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're ready for the next one.
The final one.
Yeah.
As much gain as you could ever need, possibly more than you would
More
ever
than
need, but it's all on tap.
Okay. This thing is amazing.
And there we're on 12 o'clock with the gain.
Yeah.
So there's more.
Mhm.
God, you keep playing, I'm going to turn it up.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing sound, and I wish you could feel what I feel when I play it. You know, all the room is moving.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And what's amazing is even if you're on that full gain channel with the gain maxed and the boost on, you can hear every note
That's a
in those
pleasure.
chords, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we covered it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a
One
very...
more thing,
Yeah.
the tubes.
The tubes, we forgot about the tubes. Yes, as I said, there are 3 independent power amps in the amp. In total, there's 15 tubes in there, 9 within the preamp section. And then you've got 3 pairs of power amp tubes. The amp ships with 6L6s and EL34s, but you can put any tubes in there that will fit that kind of socket. So at the moment, we've actually got 1 pair of EL34s, 1 pair of 6L6s, and 1 pair of KT66s. But you can also put others in, like KT88s, whatever's going to fit in there, basically.
Let's choose the middle channel, first
Okay.
channel, and use a different combination of
Exactly,
tubes.
because what you can do is you can bring different pairs in and out whenever you want, and it even means that you can switch tubes mid-gig if you want, because it's really simple using our tube safety control system to do that.
Amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's...
We are now on
I've just turned everything off apart from the pair of EL34s.
34. Okay.
Now let's change it to the 6L6s, just on their own. It's a subtle change in the tone,
Yeah.
but it's there, right? In the room
Yeah,
for sure, I can hear it. Let's go to the KD66s. And now I'm going to add the EL34s to those
Okay.
KT66s together.
Yeah, can hear the difference. Absolutely.
Big jump in volume as well,
Yeah.
obviously, and a big fattening up of the tone, right?
Yeah.
All three pairs together then.
Very feels the tone, where there are small gaps in the spectrum. Sounds perfect.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that you can have different settings for different channels. So if you like the sound of all three pairs of tubes engaged on this channel, you can do that. And then you can make a preset because the amp works with MIDI. And then you can save, for example, on the clean sound, if you just want the 6L6s or just the EL34s, you can do that.
Yeah, so
Easy.
now, for example, if I switch to another channel, does it remember which tubes I chose?
If you save that via MIDI using the TSM 432 foot switch, you can do that, absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that was amazing. To me, it looks like the perfect amp. And thank you so much for explaining it to me.
Yeah, not a problem.
Awesome.
I hope you're no longer scared at the many knobs, and now you understand what you're doing with it.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And hopefully you're going to get a chance to play a bit more with one in the near future.
Yeah, would love that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
It was my pleasure.
Me too.
Nice to meet
Thanks,
you.
Guy. See you later. Bye bye.
Cheers.